Christmas is a time for joy and celebration, a time for togetherness and sharing, exchanging gifts and enjoying company. But it has another side too. For autistic people, it can be a challenging time. Some people on the spectrum are lucky enough to have supportive families and friends, and we may have partners and children of our own. But for any of us, Christmas is a time which raises concerns that are unique to the season. As well as the festivities, the treats and the parade of seasonal specials on TV, it's also long been regarded as a time for sharing goodwill and embracing our fellows. The true spirit of Christmas, as told in tales as traditional as Dickens' A Christmas Carol, or heartwarming comedies like Elf. Appreciating the true value of kindness to others is a central theme to Christmas stories, and there's no better time to put those ideas into practice. During the holidays, much is made of companionship and sharing, but that can leave people who don't have anyone to share it with out in the cold, which includes a significant number of autistics. If you know someone on the spectrum who has no one in their lives to share this time with, then don't be afraid to ask them to join you at some time over the holidays. They might actually prefer to spend the time quiet and alone, but they may equally be delighted to be asked. You may well have family members who are on the spectrum, a child, parent, aunt or uncle who might love Christmas but find some aspects of it difficult. Join us whilst we talk about a few things that might make theirs and yours a happier festive period. For many people, gifts are their main focus at Christmas, but both giving and receiving gifts can be a mixed experience for people on the spectrum. Many of us appreciate direct, unambiguous communication, and the more vague people are with us, the less we understand. We often don't pick up on unspoken or subtle signals. If you want something specific for Christmas from the autist in your life, dropping hints isn't the best way to go about it. We likely won't pick up on them. Be specific. Tell us what you want, bearing in mind our budget. We'll want to spoil you with something you'll love as much as you want to spoil us, but we'll likely never know what to get unless you tell us directly. Similarly, it's best to ask us what we want. We'll tell you if we have something in mind and may even have a long list, but you will have the certainty of knowing your gift will be appreciated. Don't get too concerned about making it a surprise though. Many of us don't even like surprises. If you give someone on the spectrum a gift they don't want, it's unlikely they'll be able to hide their disappointment very well. That makes both of you feel bad. Neurotypical people may often be able to tell Auntie that they love that crocheted sweater and be convincing, but we're unlikely to get away with it. A Christmas list on both sides makes for a much more comfortable Christmas for everyone. Christmas is the social highlight of the year for so many people. There's parties to go to, friends to hook up with, and family gatherings to attend. It's a time of catching up and visiting those you don't get a chance to see through the rest of the year. For people on the spectrum, those same social opportunities can be a source of anxiety. One of the most significant differences between people who are autistic and those who are not is that socialising isn't something we necessarily enjoy. We're used to being misunderstood and also misunderstanding others ourselves. We can tie ourselves up in knots trying to work out what is and what is not appropriate. Someone we haven't seen for a year might as well be a stranger to some of us, even if they are technically family. Meeting up with them may be pleasant for someone neurotypical, but could set an autistic person on the road to a meltdown. You don't have to give up your socialising for the autist in your life, but you can find a compromise. They may be okay visiting parents, maybe even grandparents, but extended family may be too much. They may be okay going to a small party with people they know, but not one full of strangers, or even the other way around. Some of us are quite happy blending into a crowd. Ask them, talk to them, and try to find a social strategy that suits both of you. Maybe they can stay at home or visit a friend when you go to see the extended family. Perhaps you could limit the number of visits you make or how long you stay. It will help to ensure you both feel comfortable with your choices, and you won't have to worry about their anxiety when you are trying to enjoy yourself. One aspect of autism that is often overlooked is our heightened senses and our capacity to be overloaded by them. Not all of us share the same sensitivities or to the same degree, but most of us have them in some form. It's important to be understanding and accommodating of this aspect of our natures to ensure the happiest of holidays. We may be sensitive to noise and flashing lights, in which case certain parties or gatherings may be too much for us to handle. It could be that we are overpowered by perfumes, so a particular relative who douses themselves in cologne might be one to give a wide berth. It can apply to food too. We can have difficulty with the flavour, aroma or texture of certain foods. The sensory difficulties autistic people experience can be way out of proportion to those experienced by people outside the spectrum. Being obliged to eat something we dislike can completely ruin our day. Speaking from personal experience, boiled Brussels sprouts are hell on earth for me. It's more than a simple dislike. It's an intense physical and emotional reaction. I've been physically sick after eating them and unable to think of anything else for hours afterwards. It can destroy any happy mood we may have had. Even having something on the plate that we dislike can put some of us off our meal completely. Just ask us what we would like on our Christmas dinner plate before you put it there. We will appreciate it so much. Christmas can be a special time, and people both on and off the spectrum can enjoy it as much as each other. All it takes is a little bit of understanding on both sides. People often misrepresent autistic people as single-minded or black and white in our thinking, but that's rarely the case. It's just understanding that compromises need to be made, and something that may seem trivial to you could be of huge importance to us. A little give and take, a touch of understanding, and a liberal dash of friendship and love can go a long way to making Christmas the special time we all want it to be. Whether it's you or someone you know who is on the spectrum, we hope that you have a very happy autistic Christmas and an Autistamatic New Year.